right, is it ever okay to tell your kid that you don't like them? A mom on Reddit is getting a lot of support for her recent conversation with her 16-year-old son. The anonymous woman wrote that her youngest son is bullying a gay student in class. I know. She says she invited the bullied student and his family over for dinner so her son could apologize, but the teen refused, saying that nobody likes the kid. His mom then said, I don't like you very much right now either. She says her son did eventually apologize to the student, but he isn't speaking with her right now. All right, let's start with the parents here. What did you think about this? And have you ever had a moment where you're like, I don't like my kid?
No, but I've seen it a lot. I've been in hundreds, maybe thousands of parent-teacher conferences, and unfortunately, you do see parents that are just like, after the kid goes to class and you have a couple, they'll just say, they won't say I don't like my kid, they'll just say I don't understand him. Wow. Because a lot of times when there is a child that's a problem, a child that I've had in class, you meet their parents and it doesn't make sense.
Right.
And sometimes it's like in a perfect world, if two perfect parents raise a perfect kid, but sometimes things happen with personalities and
nature and nurture, right?
Doesn't turn over. And I look at these parents and you can just see in their face like, we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And because your child is a person and they're going to either be a wonderful person or somewhere in the middle or on the other end of the spectrum. And you have to give thought to the idea that, yes, maybe your child will be somebody that you wouldn't like, somebody that you would have words with in traffic. That's somebody's son. That's somebody's dad. It's somebody's daughter.
What about to a lesser degree? Like, let's say you're at home, you just clean the kitchen, and then everything's a mess again, and then you get water thrown in your face.
This happened this morning?
Is this personal?
But I mean, like, as parents, you know, sometimes it can get very trying, right? And you say things in your head that you would never say out loud.
Yeah. Oh, I say them out loud. Yeah, like when you just clean up and then all of a sudden, and everything's gone. It's like, I don't like you right now. Yeah. Go upstairs. I love you. I love you. I'll love you more in 5 minutes, but you have to get out of my sight at this moment. Going back to the bigger issue, this is like your worst fear as a parent, right?
Absolutely.
Because number one thing I teach my kids is respect, and respect everybody. But I do want to point out that the quote-unquote bully in this situation was also gay, right? And he asked the other gay person on a date, and they rejected him or her. I don't know how the story goes, but I think that's important to point out that it's not just rampant homophobia and someone bullying. We have enough of that in this country. So we need to put this in context, which doesn't make it right at all. But I think we need to, like, when we really do stories, we need to really be specific with what's going on, because people at home are definitely jumping to a different conclusion. It doesn't mean this person shouldn't be punished, or I wouldn't be embarrassed to be his parent. I would say you're not respecting somebody, and that's what I'd be mad about. But we have to put it in context, because when we're putting fuel to the fire of everything that's going on in society, we really have to be careful about that, right? Because we're trying to love each other and not put fuel on the fire.
I just as you're talking, Jeff, I remember talking to a comedian in the green room, and this is 10 years ago, and his son at this point was 16, and he just goes, you know, I love my son, but I don't like him. And I remember just thinking about that, and just like he was like, my son is selfish. He doesn't act. We're from the islands, like we're loving people, and he was like, I just don't. And I mean, sometimes it just isn't in the cards for you guys, and I think that's something you have to hold in your head when you have kids. I think it's deeper than that, really quickly. I think, you know, the more we are becoming more of a clinical society when it comes to children, rather than past generations of punishment, we're understanding that our children can't make decisions like adults can. So when they act out, it's because of hurt. It's because of pain. And I think if we can understand that and make it a learning lesson and love them through it as a mentor, then you're going to produce a child that is much more empathetic than dismissing their feelings with punishment. Not to say that you don't deal with consequence, but...
Well said, Sam.
Thank you. I'm trying. I take positive parenting courses.
Really?
I do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.